week's DraftKings DFS lineup hit. My recommended lineup included, Trey McBride and Michael Wilson, which really made a big difference because both of them dominated. So I finished, in the money in 50-50, also in the money in tournament play, top, I think it's 14% or 12%. This week, the one lineup I'm going with, I had two lineups set up, one of them assuming Dallas and Dak Prescott in particular in the receiving core crush it against the Eagles. The other one assumes the opposite, that Jalen Hurts crushes Dallas. I'm just going to go with one right now. I'm going to not try to hedge, and I'm going to, the Dallas one, you can guess where I'm going with it in terms of Dallas heavy. But then the running back situation is a mess because those Dallas receivers are quite expensive. I'm going with Jalen Hurts at quarterback. He is the most expensive quarterback. He's facing a Dallas defense that obviously is beatable. The Eagles defense is not. It concerns me that the Eagles are on the road in a marquee matchup. And at the same time, I'm not overly concerned because Jalen Hurts can get it done on his own if he needs to. Now, I don't want him to get it done on his own. I've got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith in this lineup. They are much cheaper than their counterparts in Dallas, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. And I should say this is the Sunday 4 p.m. Eastern slate. There's only 4 games on the docket. And this is the big game. I mean, you've got Vegas against Cleveland. Good luck finding a high impact receiver in that one. We'll get to that in a moment. Got Jacksonville playing. It's a lot of games where I'm not excited about any receiver getting 10 plus points. So I'd rather go with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith on the assumption that Jalen Hurts does it on the ground and through the air. On the running backs, I've got Bijan Robinson and Travis Etienne. I do think that Etienne is safe at his price. He's like the 5th most expensive running back. I could try to make it work going a little pricier. I'm not going to. I like Etienne in this matchup against Arizona. And Bijan Robinson is Bijan Robinson. I talked about last week how the rematch against Carolina, I thought Bijan Robinson would go off and get a lot of touches. He did. This week, there's no Drake London. Kirk Cousins will be beleaguered, maybe, possibly, and dumping off to Bijan. And I think Robinson, as expensive as he is a must start. Why not Saquon Barkley? Well, they're playing again later in the week. And so the question becomes, how much work is Saquon Barkley going to get? The same can be said for Javonte Williams. So there's a risk there that they might be held back just a little bit ahead of big games later this week, and that's why I don't have them in the lineup. The other wide receiver I have, going back to receivers, is Michael Wilson. The tight end is Trey McBride. I had a bunch of different lineups set up and while I was trying to create these that didn't include either one, and it just didn't make sense. I couldn't rationalize it. Wilson is still very cheap, and McBride is expensive, but he has 30-point upside. He's done it 2 weeks in a row. I don't like to chase points, but I don't think it's chasing points to say that McBride is arguably the best fantasy player, pound for pound, position by position. If you just look at the impact he has at tight end over the last couple of weeks, no one rivals him, and I think that will continue again. At flex, it's very interesting because I don't have much cash left. Basically, I've got the cheapest defense as the Saints. I'm going with them, and with the very little cash left, I'm going David Njoku at the flex. It could go either way. I mean, you could argue that Cedric Tillman might be a better play, but Cedric Tillman is too expensive. So then I'd have to rework things. Jerry Jeudy's more expensive than that. Basically, Njoku barely gets in under the budget. He is a decent bet for 5 targets. He is a decent bet for 3 catches for 30 yards. That's all I want there because everything else is top loaded pretty much in terms of 20-plus point upside for almost everybody else. And so I'm willing to throw a few bucks at Njoku and just see what happens. Good luck with all your games today, whether you're doing DFS or whether you're doing regular fantasy leagues or both. I'm BJ Riddell, Fantasy Football for Winners. Follow me on the blog, email me anytime. See you tomorrow.